How's it going today? Back at it on the Blackhawk Jack. It's taken me a couple weeks here, and I finally worked up enough motivation to get around to it again. Mostly because I need this space for rebuild a motor, my Kawasaki motor, so I can race it here on Memorial Day. I got like 2-3 months away. So, anyways, let's get caught up. So, since the last time I've had the video, I got some oil, different kinds of oil. I went and printed out nice little trays with my 3D printer so that way I can keep all my parts organized. I went ahead and picked up this, which is to replace the breather that goes into here and the fill plug, because this one wasn't going to work, as I don't know if you can see through it. You could see plainly through it. So it'll just leak out the water, or oil, not water. It will leak out the water. Hopefully it doesn't get it in there. I went ahead and tried to polish up the shaft a little bit. What else have we done here? Took some measurements for this nut that's down here, and I made a wrench, fabbed it up, used the mill at work, welded it on, boom, got it. It comes pretty close. I may have to grind these sides here a little bit more. It doesn't quite fit the full circle. Kind of have to work it in there, but I think for the purposes of what I need it for, to tighten everything up, I think it'll work. What else have we done here? Okay, so the next big problem I ran into before I even started was, I think after the video was done, I went ahead and pulled the springs and washers out, and as you can see here, laying them out how they were, my springs are a little wonky. They're broke. Probably one of the reasons the jack quit working also. Now, the kit they send over here is this. These are the 2 replacement springs. Well, I'm going to have to really run the pipe plug down to make sure it fits. So, another reason it took me a little while is, I bought springs from the Access spring store there, or just the spring store. I'm not sure what the deal is there. I bought it from the spring store, but I think that is their actual name. With that being said, the reason I bought so many is because I had to, one, they had a limit of, it was $40 or $50 was the minimum order, so I had to buy a lot. Some of them are stainless steel, some of them are not. I just figured I'd get something that looked reasonably close and that fit, and then kind of go from there. If I need to change it out, I have a plethora of springs. So I got that going for us this go around. What else can we talk about? Went ahead and got some longer picks, because I'm going to have to get set these back here real quick. I'm going to have to get the O-rings out and stuff, so guess I'll get started. I guess I should say. I said that twice now, so might as well do it. So, with a lot of this, like, I have to go ahead and take this nut off anyways to get this on here. But with this pump as well, I don't really want to use this one because it's shorter. This one doesn't look bad, but it's a bit shorter. And I'm going to try to take this seal, which looks like I dropped it. Possibly I did. No one will ever know, will they? Take this seal off and put it on here with any luck. We'll see. Kind of go from there, because I'd like to use as much as the original stuff as I can, and I'm just kind of guessing at this point as to what stuff is, which seal goes where. I don't know. I'm just using my best guessed judgment on that. So I'll get started. I need to take this seal off either way so I can get the seals off out of here. And I think that's not a seal, that's a seated spot. There's one seal in here that I need to take care of. I thought there was a seal down here. I'm hoping not. That's why I bought the looks like. Doesn't look like it. Just a seeded surface. Good. So really only have to worry about that one, which looks to be one of these. So I'll get started, and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can get it done today. Now I will say the pressure to take this off was minimal, just barely on there. So I have to remember that when I put it on, not to cinch it down too hard. It's a 9/16. If anybody is curious, doubtful that anybody is rebuilding these. They might be. Someone out there might be. There we go. Needs to be a washer below that. Oh, I should have printed out. I do have the instructions, which I think I've talked about before. Did a lot of research to find that. And then I think this brass ring comes off. I think maybe not. It looks like it's pressed on, to be honest, which kind of stinks because it's going to have to come off, I think. Yeah, it seems like it's a stop. How do I get these seals out? Okay, well, let me do some thinking here real quick. Okay, so what I figured out doing, as you can see from my score marks on this, which I'll have to clean up a little bit, just took my hammer, slid like this, tapped off the brass ring. I'm sure I could tap that back on. I'll give it all cleaned up here in a bit, and actually I'm going to put a little arrow on that before I do. I know which way it went. Put a second one on here as well. I think this is just a stop. I'm not quite sure what it does, but there it is. Alright, now we can pull this rest of this back apart and we can put our seals in. So, looks like I need to clean this out a little bit better. Looks like I got one seal. I thought there was another seal on the bottom side, but there isn't. It's just this one seal, which just practically almost fell out there. It's probably not too good that it's ripped. Okay. I'm not sure if I need one or two of those now. Well, these look to be a little small. Hopefully it works. If not, I'll have to disassemble it, I guess. Probably ought to put a little oil on this. Need to clean that first. Then I'm going to go ahead and clean this shaft up with a little emery cloth and make sure it looks okay. So I kind of cleaned the shaft up with some 320 grit and some emery cloth. Well, it was 320 grit because it's red. Checking this out. This looks pretty good. My radius on that isn't very good, but like I said, I think I can make this work. It fits in real nice. It's going to give me a good tight squeeze. Now this O-ring has practically blown apart just sitting here. Looks to be one with a, I don't know what's going on with it. But I think I'm supposed to put the 2 of these in here. I need to clean my hands before I do assemble everything. And then that's set with a preload from the nut screwing in. I think that's how it works. It looks like it mates up to this, so they both look the same on either side, so I'll stick those in there. We'll see how that turns out. We'll tap it in. I'm a little worried about this. I don't know how this is going to thread in. I guess I could check it now while it's... Oh, that threads in okay. Not too bad. A little rough, but I think it's livable. So I think that got bunged up when I was messing with it. I really should give these a really good bath, but I don't have any cleaner down here. All right, I'm going to wipe my hands off, and then I'm going to start assembly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put these. I put a little, just a light coat of this oil on the inside so they slip down. Then I need to assemble this. And I need to, let's see if I can get these on here. What I might end up doing is just pushing them on. Seems to be the easiest way at the moment. Okay. Pick this one up if I can. Or not. Maybe it'll just sit there. And we'll go ahead and slip this stuff on. Looks pretty good. Put the oil back together. This one goes this way. Just, I don't know. If you ever put wheel bearing races in without the tool, you'll know how to do this. Why am I using a claw hammer? Well, that's the first one I grabbed. Then I grabbed my brass hammer. Okay, that looks pretty good. If I do say so myself. Alright, step 2, let's go ahead and put the seal on. Done. Alright, now I'll go ahead and put this together. Now the instructions I read was to soak this thing and roll it to get it to squish in when you go to put it in. I don't know if I'll get that far today. Get that washer back out. Or not. I may get as far as putting stuff, or at least for time being, I'll probably go upstairs and do some more work on some other stuff and then come back down. But I do need to get this done here shortly. But let's see how far I get here. Okay, and then it was just like that. That was it. Barely snugged on. All right. Next step. Get a drink of tea. Let's put my seals over here. Let's dig into this over here. Okay, so we got the new ones of those. This pump, we can start in on that. I do need my tools. I forgot. I almost put them up. It is 1/4 inch. And it is not that tight. I mean, it's snug. It is definitely snug. Okay, ooh, come out of there, fella. Put this one together and then we'll kind of work our way that way. How does this go? It looks like I do need to replace the seal on that as well. Let's see if we can thread this all off. This, I may end up having to use that one. Okay. Looks like there's a little bushing in there or something. Packing nut. I wonder if that's... Oop. Let's see. We'll pull this out. Let's pull this out real quick. See what we're dealing with. An O-ring. A legit O-ring. I don't know if I have any of those. If I clean this up, I bet I could take it off this way. Let's give that a go real quick. I don't want to get myself into a corner here. Let's use 120. Okay, now we're going to hit it with this. Okay, how much smoother is it? Oh, like a dream. Someone just didn't ever deburr it, or it was the paint. One of the two. Who knows? Anyways, so here we are. Look at that nice machine work someone did. I guess it's not really too hard to do, but that looks like it's been bent. Look at that. Definitely got dinged pretty good. Anyways, you need to figure out how to get that off of there. We're a bit short. I don't know if it even matters. Let's see if I can try to get this off or I'll ruin it. One of the two. I do need to go see if I got no ring. I'm working on a very dirty bench here, so I probably have to clean this. Ooh, don't poke it. That O-ring is wedged in there to create the oomph. Okay, well, that just fell out, so there's that. Okay. Lose this. I'm going to put it out. Come on. I'm this up. Let's get this up here. So I managed to get the seal on. I kind of mucked it up a bit. getting it off of here. So next time I'll just try to buy that seal. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing. I need to go see if I can find an O-ring of this value, shape, size, you know, something close. Hopefully I have one in my box of random O-rings. So I'll come back and then I can put a little lube in there and finish this side up. I'm pretty sure it threads in this way, as you would want the short side for the cap. Yep. So we'll do that. Then really all I have to do is work on figuring out what I'm going to put in here out of this plethora of stuff, which may be, nope, too big. Maybe this. I'm not sure. I'm starting to run short on stuff. There's one in here, which might be a little bit of a trick to get out, but I think that one goes in there. So let me go see what we got, and then we'll deal with the rest of it. Alright, so I went and got my 407 piece O-ring set. And look, does it have, sometimes they have like just, you could set them up there and see, but I'm thinking this one is maybe the closest one we got. It looks pretty darn close. I think I'm gonna run with that one. Maybe a little smaller. Let's see how it fits. Some paint in there. Really, I think this O-ring is just used as some sort of wiping device to keep oil from leaking or wiping up out as you pump. Okay, and it looks like it fits. It does fall out, but it's a little bit smaller. Well, okay. I think that's just a seal here, and I think that will seal just fine. Perfect. Nailed it. We got it. So I'll put this over here. The clutch I have to put in later. Here we go. Let's put a little oil on this. Actually, I'm just going to go. Alright, we got some oil on that. We're going to rock it in. You may be asking, why aren't you pipe doping anything? And it's, well, none of it was pipe doped to begin with, and it seemed to seal. I think most of it's pipe threads anyways, so. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do, but it's interesting that that did that, because now I can clean the bottom. Wow. I am so strong. Not really. Whoops. Well, we can clean this out now. It looks like they use silicone or something. I'm going to use this. I don't know if it'll work very good, but it's good against oils. We use it against hydraulics and pneumatics as well at my job. So I'm going to cut the video here, clean this up real quick, and then we'll move on to the fun portion of the spring situation, trying to figure that out. So I'll be right back. So I'm going to try to see if I could do this, because my battery is now at 24%. These GoPro batteries, I've had not great luck with them. So it looks like whatever they used was RTV-ish. I'm going to use some of this Super 300 Forma gasket. I'm just going to put a small batch, if I can get it open. I'm going to have to use pliers, I think. It likes to seal itself shut over time, and as you can see, I've used pliers in the past to open it. It's going to take a... Oh, maybe I'm not getting it open today. See if I can really grip this here. Paper towel may not be what I wanted. Alright, let's see if I can get something with some grip. Okay, I got it. I had to re-grab with the pliers in a different spot. There we go. Looks a little coagulated. I'm just going to put a very thin... That stuff is a little dry. Let's get some of the better looking stuff here. I'll wipe this off real quick. Okay, we got some of the not so coagulated. Get some of it off. We'll just slowly work our way around here. Definitely don't want to get this inside. Wow, cool trick. I'm just gonna I'll wipe most of this off here in a second, and I'm just gonna do this. Hopefully it doesn't get a bunch inside. Okay. Okie dokie. There we go. Now, let's set this. The way we want it. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. Let's see if it's seated. It looks like it's seated. Didn't get a whole bunch inside. Try to get some of this stuff off of here. I'm actually, ooh, what the hell? I'm going to give that a tap down with a good old block here. Just knocked a bunch of stuff inside. I did not seat it very good. gonna set it on the floor real quick. See what happens. Well, it looks seated, so I just have to be careful putting it all together. Okay, so there we are. Put that portion back together. Just don't touch it because it'll move. I don't really want that to move on me. I want that sitting up on top. So, step 2. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on just so it holds it together here. Now it said I need to work the seal, that's where this one's going to come in handy. So I'm going to put a little oil down. I'm basically going to I'll put the cap back on this real quick. Now that it's all messed up. We'll need that in a bit. Stay there. I'm going to basically work this till this gets soft enough to squish in. Probably should just soak it, really, to be honest. But I'm just going to dump a little oil. Burp. That was too much. Rag. We're going to just start rolling this. Okay, so in that brief amount of time that you've watched between last time I talked about my battery and now, I'm at 1%. So like I said, these GoPro batteries just gone. So I'm letting this soak over here in a spray paint cap with a plastic bag in it to kind of take up a lot of space, and oil. I'm going to let it soak for quite a while. I'm not using my lube, but I think it'll work for what I need. So I was going to look at the springs, and it looks like the balls are pretty close into what they need to be. So starting off, I need to decide on a short spring that looks somewhat close. I'll go ahead and put that in, and then I will go ahead and look at well, I'll look at putting the bigger one in and putting that plug in. That way that side's done, and really all it comes down to is the pump side. So I'll kind of look these over. It looks to be a very fine one, and I'm leaning towards this one here. It looks to be a little longer, but who's to say that I managed to capture all of this? Because I don't really have one that's short enough. But I guess I'll go with this one. Let's see. That's the key. So lines, this one is longer. I think this will out. So these I'm going to go with that one. So if you're going to do the box there, pull this one out. With that one. And if you're curious, let's do this. This is the hardware that I with this. So there you go. There's that. All right, and now let's try for the bigger one. The bigger one's a little tricky. Like beehive, we take it down. And they don't really make those anymore. In that nature. Let's be pretty long. I don't long enough. I'll do this like this one is pretty stiff, to be honest. So I'll make a couple lines. I think this one's the one. I'll bring better. Portions are a little bit shorter than the so I'll put the pipe plug in at least, hopefully, a little bit. Let's check this out. Okay, so I went ahead and dropped the springs in. This one does hang out quite a bit, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to go ahead and get these set. These are supposedly set from the factory, and I won't know what mine is set at. Let's see if we can get this switched here. There we go. Until we get it pumping. Although that pipe plug kind of ends right there, so I guess there is no real setting it. So until I get that spring softened up, or not the spring, but until I get the seal softened up to put into the actual cylinder, I can't really do any more. So at this point, my project is on hold again. So I'm going to So as I get my gloves on, I'll talk a little bit. I got wet hands, so it's not working out very good. So I tried rolling the seal last night, and it didn't work very good. I'll probably have some video of that here. But I took the seal off, and it feels like it's a little tighter than it should be. I don't think I can push it on. So alternative is going to be use these hose clamps. Actually, that would work good. If I could get this side to go in. To put these in. I don't know if I can open this one up wide enough to get it to fit. I thought of this last night before I went to bed. So I do my greatest thinking right before I'm trying to go to sleep. If this works, I'll be happy. Don't give it a plain 70 or something. Take it. I want this. I think this will work. This thing's not completely hurting. It's not working, I hope. This is the best shot I have on it. It's a 4. Give it a tap. It's not working at all. Actually, I think the seal's too big. Oh, shit. Okay, back at the pump. It's probably like a month later, now that I've been dealing with all this. So last time I was working on this, the seal, I was having a heck of a time rolling it in. This is the seal that came with the kit. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think the bore is the wrong size. So I measured this, hopped online, found out I could get a seal through like a hardware store. And then I just Googled the company that made it, which was Merrill, M-E-R-R-I-L-L. Bought it from them. Believe this is the correct seal. So we'll do a comparison here, because I think this is 1 1/8. Maybe it's not. Now that I put it in here, I think it's a little small. I think that thing's is going to slip in there. May have bought the wrong one. About ready to find out. This seal that I have currently is, I think, too big, because I could not get it to go in. That, or I'm just doing something wrong here. Let's see here. Because I could not get this seal to fit. So it seems like it's one in between these two. I think what I'm going to end up having to do, I think this will swell out, I hope. This might not work the way I'd hoped. We're about ready to find out. I'm going to put a lot of fluid in here and we'll pump it up and see what happens. Oh boy, what did I get myself into here? I don't know if this is even going to work because of the springs and whatnot, so we'll find out tonight, I guess. Surely this seal will flare out. Okay, that's snug, because this one's obviously too big. Guess what I could have done is got a piece of pipe the right size and just tapped it in. I may have to buy a new seal. This may not work the way I'd hoped. That's snug. I'm going to put some oil on this and we'll slip it in. And we'll put the top on and we'll see how this kind of turns out. Oop, I guess I didn't clip the tip. Okay, scissors. I have a bunch of Lucas. Nope. A bunch of Lucas bottles. Oop, dropped my scissors. Could have just grabbed the top off of. Want this seal to be well lubricated before I put it in. Okay. And put this together. Yeah, that might be a little too small. Curious why this ram isn't going down. Oh, you know what it is? I got a burr on it. Alright, let me file this and we'll get back. Okay, so I got that kind of set up. Now it goes in and out. Sounds like it's got a pretty good seal on it. So let me unthread this real quick. And I'm going to get this. I didn't think this threaded on here. But it does. That's what's okay. Probably put some sort of seal on top of this as well. Sort of form a gasket or something. Let's see what we got here. Put my file up. Clean it a little bit. Grass off of it. Get my gasket sealer out here. Wrong way, bud. Okay, just a little bit. So I got to take this apart at some point, probably. Knowing my luck. Okay, that solves that there. Then I'm going to go ahead. Put a light coat of oil on this. Push these wipers down. And we'll go ahead and put this on. There we go. Nice snug fit. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on top of this though too. Oop, that was way too much. Don't you hate it when the paper towel roll, try to rip a paper towel and the whole roll comes with it? Okay. I think we'll have to open this wrench up a little bit. fix this, I'm gonna just hit it with something. Alright, goes nothing. Try that. This probably doesn't help any, but just use one side, it might be a little better than nothing. Sounds like it's making a seal. Alright, I'm gonna have to modify this real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I got super dirty hands, I got the tool, I think, to work a little bit better. Took a ball peen, kind of hit it in here, give it a quick file job on the sides here. Might need to do it a little more. Got this all kind of snugged up. This thing is loose, so I'm going to pull it out, put some stuff up here, fill it up, see if we got any leaks. Just there. Toss this up there for now. Alright, this is tight. Plug it here, fill it with some oil, or not, let it leak everywhere. Tell you what, I'm going to do some rearranging real quick and put this here. There's no way that it's full already. Oop. Oop. Maybe actually at the full amount. In this video, we're going to watch me make a mess everywhere. Okay, I'm going to put this on. It's sealed, should be at least now. Looks like it's full. I'll put this back on. The cap on. Alright, that's definitely not the proper way to do that, but oh well. Alright, so I don't really have a good way of pumping this because I thought the bracketry bolted to the frame. This. So, let's see if I can manually pump it. Wow, that wasn't supposed to do that. Alright, whoops. Looks like we got more problems here. very farmer way of doing this with the pliers for the packing nut. Okay, I should have done this different. I think I'm low on fluid, so we'll go ahead and put some more in. Yep. Might I add, I am not a professional. I am only doing this video as an adventure video, as one could say, into rebuilding this. Oop. Pump it up some more, see where we're at. I think it'll work. I say that now, but put some weight under and it may be a whole different story. It seems to be pumping up as I go, though. So I may have, I do have a leak right there. I do have a leak around the seal there too. So I don't know if that packing nut's just not tight enough or what. Trying to get it, oh yeah. Yeah, it's not tight enough. I think that's bottomed out there. think this is going to work. I'm going to go ahead and smack this a couple times to tighten it up real quick. All right, that is as tight as I can get it. Let's, close this valve. We'll pump it up a little bit. I've lost some fluid. I'm super worried about it. This is tight. Give it a little beating tool back out. Pretty sure I have a leak around this top side. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna have to pull this top back apart and put some more sealing material in there, which kind of stinks, but if I can get this to flare out a little bit, put some weight on it, we can get that seal to flare out a little bit better. I'm going to have to really seal it because I could see the leaks on it. Oop. Looks like it's got pressure though. So I'm just going to leave this sealed, leave it on this. I have to do some more work, and hopefully we can get this finished up here because I really need the table space. So hopefully we'll continue on here later. Well, here we are, yet again, another couple weeks down the road. And what I ended up doing is, because I didn't like how these O-rings sat in here, because this this piece here is actually rounded for an actual O-ring and not these X ones. I forget what they're called. I think I called them the right name last episode. So what I did was I measured the O-rings that came out. It turns out it takes two, one big one and one small one. And basically I'm going to replace this with these. I went ahead and bought some clear RTV because that's what this looks like came off of here. So that's what I'm going to use. That Super 300 did end up setting up partially. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on with what I'm doing. And yeah, basically this is, hopefully I can get it put together, let it sit for 24 hours, put some oil in it, and I should have a working jack. But we will see how this goes. So without ado, here we go. Maybe I was wrong. That does it pretty nicely. We'll find out here shortly. Maybe I got the wrong one, son. When did the first time I screwed up? Let me do some double checking here, because I may actually screw this a lot. .12 is not a key. So we'll take a look at what we had. Yeah, but the wrong size. So this is what came off, so I was trying to buy something similar, but it looks like maybe about a size too big, which is kind of like my going problem lately. Yeah. Does this will fit in here? Well, shoot. Back to the wrong board again. An inch and 8, an inch and a quarter. Okay, try to finish this video for once and for all, because next day. So I went ahead and reordered some different O-rings. I got 2 different sizes because that's what originally came with it, a 216 and a 318. Now, upon comparison, this is the old one. You almost can't even tell because I believe we are actually at the right size this time. So this one's just squished quite a bit more, so it's a good thing. I can only order them in batches of 100, so now I actually 150, and yeah, it is unfortunately I now have a bazillion O-rings, and then this one should be a pretty close match, which it looks to be somewhat close. Now I have a feeling they melted these together, these 2 O-rings originally, but yeah, I can't really do that. So I think I got the correct O-rings for this jack this time. And again, the reason I went to all this trouble is because up in here, this is actually radiused, so that way it fits. And then again down, it's kind of a flat. But either way, I needed these correct O-rings. Make sure I got a new one. I'm just going to grab a new one. Pretty sure that's the new one. And we'll just... Yeah, the old one's in there, it's squished. I'll just throw that one away. I'll keep it. Forget it. Alright, so this time we know we got the correct O-rings. I know the seal does seal, so we got that correctly. Because last time I pumped it and it did raise it up. So, I need to make sure that this is closer to this side because the bracket to hold it goes here. And again, I got some clear silicone because that's what I feel was what was on there. Now I need to tighten this down as tight as I can, and then I will snug everything up. So I need to kind of get some stuff ready here, I suppose. Get that thrown away. Now I cleaned everything, made sure it was all pretty oil free, because the RTV is not going to last if that's what is going on with it, if it has oil on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together. This one's going to be slightly tighter. And actually, this is going to be the hardest part. Is putting a little oil on all this so it's somewhat lubricated and doesn't get chafed or torn. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'll grab another. Probably gonna have to stop this and I'll go wash my hands before I continue with the RTV side of it. Okay. Got a little oil on it. Slide this on. And then we'll put a little oil on this one. There we go. That one's on. Then we need to put this on. And then last but not least, remember the arrow side was the side pointing down. I'll get my brass hammer, we'll tap that on. Hopefully I didn't distort that any. Here's the test. Nope. Didn't really distort it. Good deal. Looks like it's seated. Go ahead and put this on. tight. Make sure it's somewhat snug. That's as snug as I can get it. Hopefully it doesn't come off. If it does, well, I know how to disassemble all this. All right. So now comes the real fun. I'm gonna put the oil up. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll come back and we will continue on with assembling everything, because I don't want to get oil mixed in with this RTV and then have to deal with it failed. And I'm probably just going to push this together, put a little RTV on it, push it together, get it as tight as I can up here. Then I'll take it outside and beat it to death trying to get this tight so it is snug. And then I got to let it set for 24 hours. So let's go give that a go. Okay, I have hammered this as tight as I can get it. So I'm going to slide these O-rings in here and try to get this part of it assembled. Maybe I should have put these in before. All right, I'm going to have to use something to kind of push them in without tearing them. Let's see. This might work. Maybe I'll use a little oil or wait 24 hours. I don't want to contaminate the... Where did I put the oil? There it is. Off to my side. A little bit of oil around this. Come on now. This might take some actual work. Well, so here's the jack. Looks like it's working pretty good. Got some leaks around up in here. I think it's because that packing nuts wore out. It's original. So I'll have to look into replacing that at some point. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll probably have a full-length video of the disassembly to assembly on my YouTube page coming up. Thanks for watching.